Alright, hey guys, my name is Crystal. I'm going to be doing a tutorial for everyone on how to properly curl your hair because a lot of people don't know how to do it the right way, or they complain. A lot of my clients tell me that they can only get it curly on the ends, or they don't get enough volume, or it takes too long, or it's too curly. So I have a lot of things I can show you guys. So I'm going to comb out my hair and get it sectioned off, and then I'll kind of walk you through that. Alright, so what I did first was I just kind of sectioned out this whole top crown area. I'm going to leave this out because I'm going for a more beach wave, so I want to make sure that, you know, I don't get anything too curly, and it's going to be pretty consistent all the way through. So I kind of have a way that I curl my hair, so I'll explain that in a second. But first, products. Amika dry shampoo. This is like very necessary, especially because I haven't washed my hair since yesterday. So being that it's summer, it gets kind of hot. So what you do is you just kind of like do a little bit. I always do it on every section I part. That way it can kind of just like work it through. And it smells really good too, and have like clean, nice, fresh hair. So second of all, I like to use a regular curling iron just because when I went to school, wands didn't exist yet. I don't know, I just find it easier to curl my hair with this. You can also use a wand using the same type of parting and sectioning. It really doesn't matter. A lot of my clients, I feel like, it's a lot easier for them to just use a wand on themselves. But I use these every day, so it's pretty simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to part it in the back here, right down the center. So one side goes to one, and then the other side goes to the other. So I'm gonna go ahead and take vertical partings, which means like straight down, big sections. So my first one's gonna go from the front all the way to behind the ear, and I just usually curl it out real quick, or comb it out, sorry. And then I'll go ahead and start in the middle. And since I want everything to go back, my barrel, the clippy thing, is gonna be down. You want it to face down because you're going to curl this way, like away from your face. There's always going to be one side of your hair that's easier to curl than the other, so don't freak out. Use a low heat setting when you first start practicing, otherwise you don't want to get any accidents, especially if you have processed hair, and like get it broken off from heat. That's not good. So we're going to go ahead and start right in the middle, and I'm going to slide down, wrap the hair around, and then curl it up. And again, I release, curl up, and I'm holding my ends on this side just because it's a little bit easier for me. And you just kind of replicate the whole thing because you want even heat distribution all the way through, so you don't want to get like where it's super hot on the ends. That's how you end up getting like fried and brittle ends also, so we're gonna try and stay away from that. And when I let it out, I kind of hold it in my hand because hair to me is like jello. When you're making the jello, it's hot and it's like, you know, liquidy, and then after it cools, it kind of forms a mold. So once it cools down a little bit, the curl holds. If you ever curl your hair, go ahead and take the next section. So it's going to be 3 on this side. So see, this is my last piece on this side. If you ever curl your hair and you feel like, whoa, it's like way too curly, you can go ahead and pass through with a flat iron a couple times on a low heat setting. And it'll kind of smooth out your curl a little bit. That way you don't feel like your hair gets like way too curly. And some people tell me that they end up with like Shirley Temple curls, and like that's not in style. Sorry guys. So again, I'm holding it into my hand. And then now I'm doing the very last section. I'd like to pull it towards my face, each piece, just because it kind of gives that nice flow, like when you finger comb it at the very end, which we will do. That way it's not like too curly in the back, and you kind of, because my hair is kind of in a V, you still get that like nice V look to it. So, and you don't have to hold your hair very long when you're, again, behind the ear, both sides, kind of like smooth it out. This one, the barrel is gonna be still down, but this black part, instead of facing downward, it's gonna be up, because again, we're rolling away from the face. So center, pull, center, pull. And don't like totally open up the clamp like tremendously, just enough so you can slide the hair through. This side, I don't know, because I don't like my hair to look consistent. I usually don't like hold the curls on this side. Sometimes I will, depending on like how curly they are or if they're not curly enough. But at the very end, you can always go through and like kind of give like a little bit of detailed pieces. Like if you feel like, oh my gosh, this piece isn't that curly. See, like here we go. I'll make mistakes. I'm used to doing this so fast because I usually have like 5 minutes to do my hair, but I have free time today. Yay. So yeah, you can still hold it. I'm grabbing my next piece out of the way. But like this side is easier for me to do. I don't know why. My right side is always easier than my left, but I guess if you're left-handed, it would probably be the opposite. So we're like unclamping it just a little bit. Then you just feel it. When it starts feeling hot, you let go. That's when you know like you have the even heat. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this top section the same way that I did. The only difference is you're gonna want to part where you're like wherever you're gonna have your part. You're gonna split the hair right then and there. So leave all this alone. Don't touch it. Just leave it, and you know, and nothing's in the back. It's totally out of the way. And you can kind of feel like those pieces of hair that we're about to take down. But you want to leave this till the very end so you can start like combing through it with your fingers and you know, styling and stuff. But like I said, it's just like Jello. So if you start messing with it, your curl's gonna come right out. So just leave it alone till the very end, and then I'll get back to you in just a second. Okay, so I went ahead and parted my hair here. I usually just do this through like finger my hands through my hair. I don't really have a part per se, but I'm gonna go ahead and use my dry shampoo again, just right on the little part, because this is where everyone's gonna see all your oils. And I do like to use it like just right in here also, around the crown. I mean, sorry, the hairline. But you can see these pieces, they kind of stick out. Like whatever you took out of the section that was up here, these pieces just stick out. So only because like they're not curled yet, so it's very easy to find your hair. You shouldn't get too lost. But again, I'm gonna take a really big section, so it should be like straight behind the ear. And then these ones in the front, because I like them a little bit more dramatic, I usually like project them forward because I start my curl about right here. That way I can get a higher curl up here, and I want it a little bit more flattened in the back. Like I don't want my curls to be like all the way up here in the back. I want them to be a little bit lower. So when you project it and you let it go, those curls are gonna fall more natural. So again, barrel needs to face downward, clip bottom, start in the center, smooth down, and roll up. And I just like to hold this piece of hair, just, I don't know, because it's on the very end, it tends to like get away from you. But be careful and don't like burn yourself. I have like tortilla fingers, so. And then again, I just let it go. And keep in mind that these curls up at the top, most likely they're gonna fall out before everything else, only because they're kind of exposed. So like, see this section, it's not very big. So I'm just gonna go ahead, like, because I have a side part, I have more hair on this side, because it's, you know, falling farther over here. So I think I'm just gonna use this last section. I'm only gonna do the last two, do it as a whole, and then I'll just do probably an extra section on the other side, just to make sure that the curl's not too loose. And I like the 1-inch barrel because if you use anything smaller, you're gonna get a tighter curl. If you use anything bigger, the curl probably won't. With this technique, you probably won't even see it, to be honest. You're better off just blow drying your hair if that's the look that you're going for. But again, like, you feel it, you can feel the hair, Just feel it, feel it, feel it. When it gets hot, just let it go in your hand. These ones you probably do want to hold on the top a little bit longer, only because there's more weight, I think, up here, especially if you have layered hair. So this is going to be the whole section that I pulled out. So this one probably I'm just going to do 3, only because there's only this much hair left, but there's a little bit more than there was on the other side. So again, barrel's going to face upward, clip down, smooth down, roll towards the back. Smooth down, roll towards the back. I like this side a little bit higher, only because of my part. But like I said, you can always run through with a flat iron. Practice makes perfect. Rome wasn't built in a day, so you kind of got to get the hang of it and kind of see what works for you. I mean, you don't have to do it exactly like I do, but so you can kind of get the gist of how like professionals usually style hair, so you can get somewhat of the same look. A lot of my clients find it a luxury for me to curl their hair when they come in, only because when they can't really curl their hair themselves because they don't know how. So we're trying to eliminate all that and let your clients, or let yourself, look how you did when you left the salon. Make your life a little bit easier, especially if you got a certain kind of haircut or a certain kind of color. A lot of my clients get balayage, so this is actually pretty amazing. It really makes your color pop. Like if you have the perfect curl, it really brings out your color and the undertones, and balayage is just amazing when it's curled. I think it's very subtle and soft when you flat iron, but as soon as you hit it with the curling iron, you can really see that blonde just pop out. Like it's so beautiful, and you can see the, you know, the color transition a lot better, and it's just a little bit more drastic and extreme. That's why a lot of people curl the balayage and they don't leave it straight. But like I said, okay, so we're all done. I've curled my hair. Literally, I took 3 sections on the bottom, 3 sections on the for both sides, and then I did 2 sections of what was left up here and 3 over here. So total, that's 3, 6, 9, 10, 11 sections, which isn't bad. I curled my hair in under like 5 minutes. Probably would have been a little bit faster, but because I'm doing a tutorial video so everyone can learn a little bit of something. Yeah, if you have any questions, you guys can hit me up on Instagram, Crystalline Hair, or comment on my YouTube page. Yeah, I'm really trying to get out there and kind of just give everybody a little bit of knowledge on how to do at-home stuff. So now I'm going to just finger through my curls, the finishing touch. And you kind of, I usually wait until the hair cools a little bit because it's not completely cooled. But the more that it cools, you get like a better result, so. And you can always go through and just kind of fix it. But me, I like a lot of curl. And sometimes, second in curl, I'll do like a little top knot up here, like a high half pony, and then just kind of have it like waterfall-y. It's kind of nice. Your curls, if you have trouble holding a curl, I would suggest using a light mousse, preferably also by Amika. You can put it in when your hair is damp, and then just a little bit more on your ends, like literally emulsify it and like rub it on the ends. Don't put it up here because you'll probably get greasy if you're anything like me, but it'll act as a pre-hairspray when your hair is dry, so you'll get a little bit better result. But if you see this piece here, like because it's not that curly, like I said, you can go back in and recurl. See that? Recurl, recurl, feel the heat. Let it go. So I'll just leave that, and then after it cools down, I'll just comb it out, and it'll probably be more equivalent to what I have over here. But this is the final result. You get a nice curl. You can really see that color transition. It looks good. So I hope this video made your life a little bit easier and more pliable to work with your hair. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.